Ooh, no. What's up, guys? Your boy Kimmy Action. Today we're gonna be reacting to a video by one of my favorite YouTubers, especially with anime. It's called swagkage. He's like, I call him my Naruto guy because he mostly does Naruto videos. He does like he has like Hunter videos and Dragon Ball Z videos, but he's mostly done like Naruto videos. So I call him my Naruto guy. But I love him. He's like my favorite YouTuber. Like especially like he likes like I guess power scale Naruto. If y'all know what power scaling is, I'm pretty sure you guys do. But it's pretty much like when you put one character up against another, you see who will win, blah blah blah. But you pretty much did that with Naruto. I love him just because I really like a lot of videos that he's done. And I agree like with a lot of the things that he's like, what levels he's put certain characters at. I feel he's like the best on Naruto to do on YouTube that I've seen so far. Some of my favorites are also like set the program and Chuck the Sour Cut. Those guys are really good at what they do. But anyway, we're gonna be reacting to this video he made, like how strong is Itachi. If y'all know who Itachi is, like Itachi is Sasuke's older brother from Naruto TV show. If you know what Naruto is, it's an anime TV show. I don't know how you ever heard of it, but anyway, he's like pretty much like the brother of Sasuke, one of the main characters, and basically like, he becomes like Sasuke's whole motivation for wanting to kill him. Like it's a whole lot. I'm not really gonna go into his whole backstory because it will be long, so I don't want to go into his whole backstory. But just know he's a very strong character. I guess this video's gonna talk about how strong he is because we all know Itachi, like Naruto, Itachi is very strong. Personally, I've always thought he's one of the strongest characters in the series, especially talking like Uchiha and just in terms of his abilities with the Sharingan. I feel he's one of the top. He's one of the best out there, just in terms of his abilities. But we're gonna get right into it and see pretty much like how strong Itachi really is.
So I've been making a bunch of videos recently examining the strength of various Naruto characters, and I figured it'd be fun to make a new video about somebody who's way more popular and also way more powerful than.
Yeah, he's made like a house strong. As I was up video, I think he made a house strong. He's made a lot of house strong videos. I really like those videos. So guys, there will be a link down below to the original video, so you can go there, check out. So you can go to the channel, check the original video there, subscribe to him if you like how strong Naruto content is, and tell me guys who would react to like more of his content. Sorry, damn it.
Anyone I've spoken about so far. Today we're taking a look at Itachi Uchiha, and I know everybody knows he's supposed to be like really, really strong, but
Really
I think
strong.
where everyone struggles to agree is on exactly how strong. I've spoken to some people who think Itachi could beat Madara. I've spoken to others who think he'd struggle.
Now that's like what not sorry, I was gonna say is what Madara you're talking about, like which version of him, like the six pack of Sage Madara, the Tensei Madara, or the original Madara. I feel like it doesn't really matter. Besides like the original one, because we don't know how strong he was, but we do know he was strong for Gochoto was the first Hokage. So honestly, personally, I don't feel like Itachi could beat any of the Madaras, like Edo, Six Pack of Sage, or like original Madara, just because she was so strong. But I do feel he put up a good fight. But I guess like Six Pack of Sage and Madara, like what I feel personally would destroy Itachi, but that's just me.
To fight Jiraiya, and there are a whole bunch of opinions spread throughout in between. I, of course, have my own opinion, and
Yeah, Jiraiya is an interesting one. I mean, because he is one of those like son, he is a very powerful ninja. But I don't know. I guess it's like depends on like what version of like I don't know. Cause like I feel like non-sick and like sorry, Itachi that's non-sick and not dying. I feel will build a bill. I mean, I don't know. That's a hard one. We'll see what Seth says. That's a kind of hard for me. I do think he'd be able to beat Jiraiya, but I feel in the right situations, Jiraiya also be able to beat him too, just because I like how much experience he has and things like that, and he's dealt like with the Sharingan before. I don't really know, but we'll let's get back in the video.
to back it up, we're going to be examining a variety of different sources, including the fights Itachi participates in, statements about him throughout the series, flashback scenes where he does anything noteworthy, and the two light novels covering the events of his life before he deserts the Leaf Village. I think I'm going to start with the light novels because I know a lot of you haven't read them, and they do give you quite a bit of.
I know I haven't. I need to because I do read. Light novels. Like I said, light novels usually give you more information, or they make things more clear than what the manga or the anime will when you watch it. You watch the anime, you read the manga. But I've not read any for Naruto's. I know there's some for Boruto. I gotta go read some because I know there's like this one with Boruto, like Shikamaru tried to kill the Hokages for Naruto. Like I gotta go read some of them because they sound super interesting.
Insight into how talented Itachi is and the sort of crazy stuff he's been capable of even since his early childhood. I want to focus specifically on the first of the two books because you learn a lot more about what Itachi can do in it than you do in the second one. Not to say that you don't get to see Itachi in action in the Book of Midnight, but it covers Itachi's time in the Anbu and the assassination of the Uchiha clan, which we already sort of know about.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, that's pretty much like I said before, that's kind of like why, Sasuke wanted to kill him, because he killed the entire clan, but there's an entire story behind that too as well. But I read history because, like I said, I never read none of the Night Novels. I know Itachi was super talented. It says so, like in the anime, in the manga, when he was younger, he was very super talented. He was able to like awaken like his Sharingan at a very young age. So I know that much. I know he was like really super talented.
Whereas the Book of Daylight covers Itachi's early childhood. We get to see him enroll in the academy, start life as a genin, take the exams, and other things you may expect from a kid in the Naruto.
Cool, I gotta go read this shit because I love Itachi. Itachi's an awesome character, so I gotta go read this someday.
World. Now, for those of you who haven't read the light novels yet, prepare to have your fucking socks knocked off because Itachi's no joke, even as a little kid. One example of some of the ridiculous things that he has done can be seen on page 28 when the Nine Tails is attacking Konoha. Itachi is with his mother Mikoto and his younger brother Sasuke, who was an infant at the time. Everybody's just sitting around all scared, not sure what to do because they're worried the Nine Tails is going to eat everyone, when all of a sudden a big chunk of debris falls out of the sky and threatens to crush Mikoto and Sasuke. Without a moment's hesitation, Itachi jumps into the air and breaks the debris apart with his bare fist. The way the book describes it, it sounds like he's...
Sorry guys, you hear some noise. I think there's a train going by. Hosage, we hear some train noise. But pretty much you just said that during the time though, when, if you ever watched Naruto, like when the Nine Tails was attacking the Leaf Face the first time, that was when Naruto was a kid, like everybody was all scared because they were scared the Nine Tails was going to crush them. Like there was this big ass flying debris was coming down. And like Itachi as a kid, he could have been no older than like 9, 10 or something like that. Was able to break the shit in half. That is crazy. I did not know he was even able to do that. So like he banished his fists in the air, chakra and his arm covered in that flame, blue flame. Damn. He used blue flame.
Amping his strength with chakra control the same way that Sakura and Tsunade do. Wow. Obviously not to the same extent, but still, the fact that he's able to do this at all at 5 years old, before even enrolling in the Ninja Academy, is crazy. I find this particularly interesting because we don't really see a lot of people, especially not Genin, especially not Academy students, and
Yeah, to do something like that is pretty crazy. That's just, I knew he was tiny, but damn, I did not know he did something like that.
Especially people who haven't even enrolled in the academy yet, make use of the ability to use chakra to reinforce their strikes. Two of the only people we ever really see do it at all are Sakura and Tsunade, and you can argue that towards the end of the series, everyone is using chakra.
Yeah, because I know everybody's kind of like busting mountains and shit like that towards the end of the series. But yeah, everybody hates Sakura though, so he can be counted out. But yeah, just to be able to do that is crazy. Like you say, the only people who really see do that, like do a lot throughout the series, is Sakura and Tsunade. Throughout like the first beginning of the series, like towards the end, kind of everybody was doing it.
To make their attacks more powerful. But as it's described in the book, Itachi is doing specifically what Sakura and Tsunade do, and that's explained to require really precise chakra control. Now, I don't want to give him more credit than he deserves, so that might not be exactly what he's doing, and even if it is, it might not be nearly as impressive as I think it is, but
I mean, it may not, but that's still fucking pretty cool.
I did want to mention it just because of how much it stuck out to me. Anyway, his Jonin mother is shocked to see this happen in front of her. In the exact words of the book, unable to conceal her surprise, his mother stared at Itachi with saucer-like eyes.
I would too. I was like, damn, my son gonna beat my ass. Like, when your son do that shit, how the fuck you gonna get mad? How you gonna try to beat your son this nigga and break fucking, like, debris and shit, like, in half with his fist? Like, what the fuck do you say to him? Like, that nigga just behave. Like, son, take it to the trash. He like, what? Shut the fuck up, Dad. Punch him right in your goddamn face. Just like they just, man, shut up, Dad. Like, you get your ass bitched. Like, he imagine not being dad and getting bitched like your 9-year-old son. That'd be funny as shit. Damn it, son.
His mother was a Jonin, which was precisely why she was amazed at his instantaneous action. I think the implication here is supposed to be that she's stunned by the fact that even though she was...
Yeah, I wonder do they go more on like more on her character in the like now in the novels because like we knew she was a very strong ninja. We knew his dad was very strong. We just didn't know like how strong both of them were exactly. But she's a junior, so that shows like how strong she was. So she's pretty much like a Kakashi's like was like a Jonin, so it's guy. So I pretty much push her like on the same level as them. Not like because Guy has like his 8 gauge and Kakashi has all his shit, but like she's pretty much like on that as far as like a ninja rank level.
The Jonin, she wasn't able to do anything, whereas her 5-year-old son, who completely lacked ninja training, was
Oh
able to deal with the
shit!
situation without trouble at all. Now,
He said he was only 5. God damn. So no, sorry. Let me rephrase that. Your 5-year-old son bitching your ass. Like, damn. I think I just slit my throat at that point. I mean, bitching my 5-year-old son. If I'm taking up the trash instead of my son, I'm like, damn. Like, I just don't know that. Damn, I know he was only 5. That is crazy. Shit, stop it. Stop.
to be fair, she had her back turned to the debris when it started falling towards her, but I think that's a much less severe handicap than being 5 years old and lacking ninja training. Moving on page 38, we learn that a 6-year-old Itachi, on his first day at the academy, blows everybody away with his performance in a training exercise held as a part of class that day. So the exercise has the students run around the schoolyard and see how quickly they can throw kunai at the 20 targets scattered throughout it. It takes most of the students about 5 minutes to do this, but Itachi pulls it off in 30 seconds. What makes that even better is Itachi got really mad at himself after completing the course because he thought he could have done way better.
Wow. So it took them all 5 minutes and it took him 30 seconds. That's mad. That's kind of like a thing I heard about with Bruce Lee. Like Bruce Lee had beat like some kung fu master or like some really like grandmaster level fighter like in like 5 minutes or something like that. Like really short time. He got mad. So it's like, no, I can beat him better. I know I can. So it's kind of like that too. But like I don't know if I can get mad. That'll be like getting an A plus. And like, no, I shouldn't have got an A plus. I still got like A triple plus or 100 plus or something like that. Like I don't understand. Like I hate that shit when somebody get like an A or A minus. Like fuck, I should have got an A or I should have got an A plus. I'm like, you just be happy at the fucking A. I'm sitting over here with a goddamn C. Shut up. I get mad as shit when somebody do that shit.
As soon as the person scheduled to go after him begins the course, he takes another look at it and he goes, man, I could have shaved 5 seconds off my time. I suck. And when he already clearly outperformed everybody else, the fact that he expected himself to do better is ridiculous, and it also means he probably could have. Even his teacher, after watching this happen, is so shocked that he initially forgets to call the name of the next student. Apparently, stuff like this continued to happen during Itachi's enrollment at the academy, because on page 45, we learn that just 4 months after he began classes there, Itachi...
That nigga look like Sasuke there. I'm like, that nigga really do look like Sasuke. Like, damn, just like a lot more dead face. You know, he has like a dead face thing going on. Kind of like a, Christian Stewart Twilight.
was given the graduation exam. Surprise, surprise, he passes it, and he's allowed to graduate the following year. Later in the book, after Itachi becomes a genin, during an encounter with Obito on page 81, we see him resist the effects of Obito's genjutsu. Now, this is only important because with him were 2 members of the Guardian Shinobi 12, a Jonin, and 2 genin, one of whom was a genjutsu specialist. The Guardian Shinobi 12, the Jonin, and one of the genin are all caught in this genjutsu, and the only people who are able to resist its effects are Itachi and his genjutsu specialist teammate. And
wow, that is crazy. And Toby, or it's like, it's really Obito. You haven't watched the series. It's been over for years now, so for a couple years now, so you should already know this. That's crazy and impressive, especially only at 5, or 14. He just graduated. Like this really shows like how just talented Itachi was, and like if he was alive and wasn't sick and dying, like where he could have went towards the end of the series.
For those of you who are prepared to say, oh man, that's not a surprise, Itachi's always been really good at genjutsu. At this point in the book, it's not really implied that Itachi can use genjutsu that well. As a matter of fact, when this fight happened, Itachi hadn't even awakened the Sharingan yet. It's actually the death of his teammate that happens during this fight that prompts Itachi's Sharingan to manifest for the first time. The only reason I'm clarifying is because that means an 8-year-old Itachi, without the aid of the Sharingan, was able to resist the effects of a genjutsu that caught 2 of the Guardian Shinobi.
Yeah, that's impressive. He's only like 8. I think he said that. That's super fucking impressive. That's crazy impressive, guys. Because especially talking someone like Toby, maybe he wasn't going all out. Maybe he wasn't like doing everything he could with the Genjutsu, but still, that's crazy impressive.
12, and a Jonin. No matter how you slice it, I think that sounds pretty impressive, but
is.
maybe that's just me. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is, without question, the most ridiculous thing that he accomplishes in the entire book. So the book informs us that Itachi continues to do really, really well in missions and is basically backpacking his team. But despite that, his Jonin just keeps refusing to recommend him for the tuning exams. The reason appears to be that he's confident in Itachi's abilities, but not in the abilities of his two teammates. So to circumvent this, Danzo, yes, as in the leader of Root and the Foundation, Danzo,
That's like calling, creepy ass old man that wants to steal niggas' eyes and shit. That was so like he don't fucking eyes as him. I was like, God damn, this nigga really got the bling on playing. But we all fucking like shining down his arm. I was like, what the fuck is she doing? I said, creepy ass old man. Like that's some Orochimaru shit. I was like, nigga, like, does that not freak you out when you just like, I'm assuming you would get used to it, but at first, I'm like, you don't take this shit, oh my God, like, I would get freaked out by that shit. I don't know how he did that.
Requests that the then 9-year-old Itachi be allowed to take the tuning exams by himself. Itachi's father, Fugaku, agrees with the suggestion, so Itachi goes on to ace the written exam. He actually gets the second highest score.
Well, because why, if he's so good, like, why hold him back just because his teammates are on that level? Yeah, that would be unfair, especially when he's so clearly so talented.
Of all time, next only to Minato's, before setting a record for the time taken to get to the tower in the center of the Forest of Death with both a Heaven and Earth scroll in his possession. Now,
that's only just with him, though. That's crazy. That's only him. Like, if y'all seen the tuning exams of Naruto, y'all see how crazy that shit was. Like, Naruto had like his team. This was just him. Like, damn.
Interesting thing about this, of course, is that the previous record had been set by a team of 3 people, and all of Itachi's enemies in the Forest of Death were working as part of 3-man teams. Yet Itachi entered the tuning exams by himself at 9 years old and still set this record anyway. As you'd expect, this of course means that he had to fight a team of 3 people, beat them, and take their scroll, which is exactly what he did. On his way to the tower, he gets jumped by a team of 3 Mist Ninja and deals with them absolutely no problem. Then, after clearing the Forest of Death, Itachi performs
God mode, Itachi.
Dumb. Like, it sounds like I'm fucking making it up, but I promise you this is actually what happens in the book.
Sorry, what did he say?
That he's allowed to skip the rest of the bracket and is immediately promoted to Chunin. It goes without saying that this is really dumb. Like, it sounds like I'm fucking...
So afterwards, she just immediately promoted to Chunin. Like, just damn. I mean, it's not done because it was in the novel, so it's not like he's making up. But it does sound crazy because the records of knowledge. It's super hard to do. You have to be crazy talented to be able to do it. But it really just shows like how much potential just Itachi had.
Making it up, but I promise you this is actually what happens in the book. Itachi's just ridiculous, and what makes this even better is the book says that only 5 months after his promotion to Chunin, due to his incredible performance during his time as a Chunin, he was then promoted again to a member of the Anbu Black Ops. Some other notable things that Itachi accomplishes before his debut in Part 1 include being handpicked for the extermination.
Itachi was a monster, guys. It just shows just how scary he was. Just sorry, nah. Well, yeah, he was scary. No, I'm sorry, sir. Sorry. Okay, sorry guys. Someone had just walked in and walked past me. Sorry if I lost my train of thought for a minute there. That's what's kind of hard to do things. People are gonna be walking by right now. So sorry if it things kind of went weird that moment. But somebody just walked in. If you heard somebody else talking, he just walked in. He just walked by me. So really sorry about that, guys. This did happen. But we're just gonna jump back into the video.
Of the Uchiha clan, overpowering Orochimaru when the latter tries to steal his body, and basically toying with Deidara while recruiting him to join the Akatsuki. He does all of this during his early to mid-teens at the latest, since when he leaves the Leaf Village to join the Akatsuki, he's only 13 years old.
Yeah, that's so young though, and this is also when he's not sick. Because by the time he was fighting Sasuke, when they had to find out he was sick and he was dying at that time. So this is when he was not sick and not dying.
Thing worth mentioning is that both Orochimaru and Deidara were either shown or stated to be Kage level at some point.
Wow.
Orochimaru was a candidate to become the 4th Hokage and later went on to kill the 3rd Hokage, and Deidara successfully defeated and captured the 5th Kazekage Gaara. Of course, Deidara was probably way stronger when he fought Gaara than when he fought Itachi, but Orochimaru had been nominated to become Hokage long before he lost to Itachi. Now, I think that covers all of his off-screen background, so let's move on to the stuff that we...
So basically you're saying that these were two very strong and crazy strong people that he was able to just kind of bitch back then. Like I said, besides Deidara was like way strong when he fought Gaara, but even still, like, it just shows how scary it was Itachi, just how scary Itachi was back then.
Actually get to see him do. The first major fight that he participates in is against a team of Kakashi, Kurenai, and Asuma, and it gives us a surface-level glimpse into his arsenal and the skill that he possesses in various areas of combat. We learn that he's at least a little proficient with genjutsu, given how he completely resists the effects of the one that Kurenai tries to cast on him, and that he subsequently turns the tables on her and traps her in a genjutsu instead. We also get to see a music...
Kurenai was fine as a motherfucker, too. Boy, I want to do some things to her. to her. But no.
Couple different ninjutsu, including a water-style jutsu that never receives a name, and a variant of the shadow clone jutsu where the clone created by the user detonates on command. The most iconic scene from the fight, of course, is the debut of Tsukuyomi, a genjutsu so powerful that despite the fact that it was first shown near the beginning of the series, it's still considered one of the strongest genjutsu ever after this.
Yeah, he completely bitched Kakashi with that, and it's been shown throughout the series. It's a very crazy, powerful thing.
Series conclusion. Now, all that said, the fight's pretty short, and it's hard to infer from it what Itachi's full power is, but considering his opponents, his performance, and the apparent lack of effort on his part make it very clear that he's far beyond Jonin level. Itachi's next fight isn't really important at all, it's just him beating the shit out of Sasuke, but we do get our first glimpse at a Madarasu here. Unfortunately, we don't learn anything about how it works, but we can see that it's enough to impress Jiraiya, and that it eats through...
Yeah, he whooped Sasuke ass. That was Sasuke, his whole I'm mad, whole emo stage, like I'm mad, I hate the world, I want to kill everybody, blah 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 blah. That whole that whole bitch face he went through.
The insides of the toad that he summons. Something that gets brought up frequently is that Jiraiya allegedly forced both Itachi and Kisame to retreat here, but after taking one look at this manga page, it becomes clear that they didn't really have to go anywhere. Kisame is pretty confused as to why Itachi chose to leave, and furthermore...
Yeah, because, don't get me wrong, Jiraiya is incredibly strong, especially, with his Sage mode, but I do feel like both of them together with how strong Itachi is and how strong Kisame is. Kisame is crazy strong. He's called the Tail Beast by the Tails. That just tells you how strong he is. I do believe they could have took him out. They could have took Jiraiya out. Would have been a hard battle? Probably yes, but with how strong those two are, I do believe they would have took him out.
It's very likely that he just didn't want to engage Jiraiya because he was working undercover for the Leaf Village. The idea that base Jiraiya is too strong for both Itachi and Kisame to handle is a bit ridiculous too, especially considering some of the stuff we see them do later in Shippuden. Speaking of Shippuden, after this fight, we don't get to see Itachi in action until its first arc. To hold Team Kakashi at bay while the Akatsuki seals Shukaku inside of the Ghetto statue, Itachi challenges the members of Team 7 with a clone containing 30% of his chakra. Even though the clone is obviously substantially weaker than Itachi, it takes the combined forces of Naruto and Kakashi to land a clean hit on it. More importantly, though, during this fight, we learn that Itachi can trap people in genjutsu simply with a point of his finger. He doesn't even need to establish eye.
So it's just crazy skill. The people who were able to do things like that, the first Hokage was to heal people without a sign or doing things like that. It just shows how crazy talented those people are. Again, the fact it's only 30%, way weaker than normal, but yet he's bitching Itachi pretty much the entire Team 10. This was when Shippuden started. This was after they had trained for all those years and they all gotten stronger. They all made these new jutsus. Even Kakashi had gotten stronger. So the fact he was still bitching them, just so what level was that? And also, guys, this is when Itachi was sick. Because remember, during the fight with Sasuke, their final fight, it was found he was sick and he was dying. So he was sick and he was kind of dying at this point. So he was not at full health. It just shows you even still, he's still crazy strong.
Contact. The last fight Itachi partakes in before his death is against Sasuke, and this is one of the most popular fights in the series. I'm pretty sure many of you have seen it a bunch of times, so I don't think I need to spend too much time going over it. But what's noteworthy about this fight is, as many of you know, Itachi was basically blind and was also near death due to his sickness, and according to Obito, he still could have easily killed Sasuke had he been trying his hardest. This is the same Sasuke who
yeah, exactly. Like I said, like in that fight, Itachi let him win. He let Sasuke win. You could tell in the fight, like Itachi was not trying to kill Sasuke, never was. He let him win that fight. Like even like I said, but that's just like you said, like even sick and dying weak, he could have killed this Sasuke. This incredibly strong version of Sasuke. This was Sasuke, you know, during Super Night when like remember when Sasuke first started with Super, he like completely like bitch Naruto on all Team 6. Like that was one of the most like when they had like when they had Yamato with them, that was one of the most crazy things like I ever seen. Like he just like bitched all of them easily. I was like, damn, all that training Naruto did with Jiraiya was for shit, huh? But he was for shit. But like, damn. But it just gets to, it just shows you. Sorry guys, it just shows you how strong Itachi really is.
Defeated Deidara without much trouble, at least not much trouble if we're not counting his suicide bomb at the end. So considering the gigantic strength disparity between Itachi and Deidara that this indicates, it means that he's obviously way beyond Kage level and paints him as one of the strongest members of the Akatsuki. During this fight, we also get to see him use the Susanoo for the first time, and we...
In terms of like the Akatsuki, I would definitely put Sasuke like in the top 5, top 3 probably, just because of how strong he was. Damn it.
We learned that his Susanoo possesses the Yada Mirror, which can reflect all forms of physical attacks, and the Totsuka Blade, which can indefinitely seal anything it pierces. Now, when Itachi is revived by Kabuto during the 4th Shinobi World War, that's when we actually get to see him put in some effort. It's brief because it only happens during the fight against Naruto and B, and then subsequently during the fight against Nagato, but it's still really cool that we get to see him cut loose for once. He doesn't do too much in this fight, or these fights. I'm not really sure if this counts as 1 or 2 since he changes teams. But anyway, what he does do is pretty major. At the beginning of the...
Okay, sorry guys, I had to pause in, so kind of lost my train of thought. But anyway, like he's saying, this was during like the 4th Shinobi War when Kabuto had reanimated all these different ninja, and Itachi was one of them. But even then, like it really just showed like what a strong, healthy Itachi could really do. The fact he was going on one-on-one like with Naruto in his cloak form and B, and like the fact he was even able to fight Naruto like reanimated, like just Naruto, the original one, like not the 6 paths, the original one, like it's crazy fucking strong. You guys see now, you know what I'm talking about.
Fight, he swaps hands with QB Cloak Naruto, which is a really big deal because right before this fight, we find out that this Naruto is faster than the Raikage. Of course, it's possible that Naruto wasn't moving at full speed when this happened. In fact, it's very likely. But keeping up at all with someone who was at that point one of the fastest characters in the series is definitely worthy of praise. Later in the fight, when he switches sides and helps Naruto and B fight against Nagato, he basically carries both of them. The two are seconds away from death when Itachi swoops in and saves them with his Susanoo, and he's the one who ends up...
Sorry guys. Yeah, Naruto was gonna kill him. Naruto was crazy strong. Like he was brought back reanimated. Like it just showed how strong the original one was. Like if Naruto, even with Seismo, had fought the original one, like you know when he fought the 6 paths of pain, like he would got destroyed. I think very easily. Like Naruto got destroyed. He would not be able to defeat Naruto. Damn it! Stop it.
Dealing the finishing blow to Nagato by sealing him with the Totsuka Blade. Itachi's last fight is against Kabuto with Sasuke at his side, but it's difficult to gauge his strength from this because both he and Kabuto were holding back. Kabuto had to hold back because he didn't want to kill Sasuke, and Itachi had to hold back because he couldn't afford to kill or seal Kabuto, as that would leave no one to release the Edo Tensei. To be fair, of course, there's not much that Itachi could have done to beat Kabuto, but a single poke from the Totsuka Blade would have gotten him the win. And whether or not he actually could have touched Kabuto with the Totsuka Blade is arguable, but like I said, given the circumstances, it's difficult to tell. Still, even though both he and Kabuto were holding back, he managed to catch Kabuto with Izanami, allowing him to release the Edo Tensei and nearly end the war. So now that everything's on the table,
Kabuto was crazy powerful at that point. Like he had Zoro, Orochimaru cells, he did the reanimation Jutsu, brought back like all those reanimated ninja, including Madara. Like he was crazy strong.
It's time to answer the question posed in the title of the video. How strong do I think Itachi is? To be blunt, I think he's one of the strongest characters in the series, but that's not super precise, so let me be more clear. Itachi is one of the most skilled users of both ninjutsu and genjutsu, and he has incredible skill with taijutsu as seen in his brief clash with QB Naruto. His arsenal is made up of some of the most overpowered broken shit in the Naruto-verse, including exploding shadow clones, genjutsu that can be cast with the point of a finger, Tsukuyomi, a Madarasu, the strongest fire-style jutsu of all time, and a Susanoo that wields an indestructible shield and a sword that can seal anything it touches. He has so many methods of dealing with potential threats that it's
basically he's OP. He's one of the most OP people. He's one of the most OP people in the Naruto verse. Y'all know OP means pretty much overpowered. He's one of the most overpowered people in the Naruto verse. Just because everything he can do. Like personally, I definitely think he's one of the strongest. Like I said, I don't feel he's as strong as Madara. I don't feel he can beat Madara, but he's definitely one of the strongest people in Naruto. Even during the Force of Nova War, like he was he's like one of the biggest helps. Like you say, he pretty much almost ended it by defeating Kabuto.
really unlikely that he'll ever find himself in a situation he can't get himself out of. But he's the definition of a glass cannon. His main weakness is his complete lack of stamina. So while he's easily able to deal with most of the opponents that might cross his path, if he's unable to do it quickly, he runs the risk of draining himself of chakra and tiring himself out. It's not a huge weakness though, since he's shown he's more than capable of taking opponents out quickly. And if we're talking about Edo Tensei Itachi, it's not even present in the first place. If I had to explain how strong I think he is by comparing him to other characters, I'd say he's the third strongest member in the Akatsuki, and if he were to become Hokage, I think...
Yeah, like I said, like top three for Akatsuki, like top three I would put, Obito obviously would be at number one, then Pain I think would be next, especially we're talking about like just Naruto, yeah, definitely. But yeah, he's definitely in the top three, so for me, the strongest Akatsuki in the top three would be Obito, Pain, and Itachi.
He'd be the fourth most powerful behind Naruto, of course, Hashirama, and Minato. I think he's weaker than Obito just because Kamui's broken, and he's definitely weaker than
Kamui is super broken.
Nagato, and I mean, you could maybe argue that he might be able to beat the Six Paths of Pain in his prime. In my personal opinion, I think that the Six Paths would overwhelm him because someone with low stamina like Itachi just isn't built to take someone like that on. But that's a can of worms I don't really feel like opening. I don't feel like going super into detail about the topic, but I did want to put my position out there. I definitely don't think he's anywhere close to as strong as Madara. He has an insane amount of versatility, and the Totsuka Blade Yata Mirror combination is very powerful, but Madara is a completely different beast, and maybe I'll make a video covering him at some point in the future. Speaking of that, if you guys want me to make this into a more recurring series where I discuss the strength of other characters, let me know in the comments because I had a lot of fun making this video as well as the other. Make sure you also let me know who else you want to see a video on, and if I see enough support for any given character, I'll definitely make sure to cover them. Anyway, thanks as always for watching the video all the way to the end. If you're new here, consider subscribing to get updates when I post new videos. Make sure you have a great rest of the day, and until my next video, I'll talk to you later. Swagkage.
Alright guys, sorry. That's pretty much the end of the video. Like I said, I always knew Itachi was crazy powerful. I didn't know about some of the shit he did. I like Naruto. Like I said, it was crazy. Like he was only 5 and breaking the records and being a one-man person, was able to like complete the entire Junzan just by himself in the fastest record like ever. But it was the second person I ever figured out to do the written exam. Like it just shows how crazy strong he was. Like I said before, like, I definitely agree with Swag, like him being like one of the most overbroken, one of the most overpowered characters in Naruto. Like definitely top 3 Kashi with that Pain or Naruto, whatever you want to call him, was second, with Obito first. Obito, like I said, mostly because Kami is broken, especially talking like Six Paths says Obito. And he's definitely one of the most powerful characters in Naruto, especially like in his resurrected form. Because in his resurrection form, stamina is pretty much not a problem, just because they can always keep regenerating themselves. So it's super overpowered. So he's super overpowered there. But I also agree with the fact he said I don't think he's anywhere near Madara's level. Like to me, Madara's as strong as Uchiha. Well, he was as strong until Sasuke, where Sasuke is now. But I don't think he's anywhere near Madara's level just because of all the things that Madara can do that he has at his disposal. I feel Madara would destroy him. But he's definitely one of the most powerful people. People in all of Naruto. Definitely one of the most OP characters. He has an incredible amount of abilities. Like you said, the whole his Susanoo being able to like deflect any attack, deflect any physical attack, and absorb or anything like that. Like it just shows how crazy powerful he was. It's not even like it's just sound like in his full form. So it's just crazy. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. This is your boy. I can't. Sorry, this is the end of the video. If you guys want me to do more videos like this, if you're asking to like how strong characters are, like swag or like other videos and things like that, turn down below in the comment section and give me some recommendations. I would love to do them. I really like swag. I love it. How strong videos. They're very cool, especially like for Naruto characters. And tell me your thoughts down below with the video. Where you put like Itachi at? I would definitely say, to me, he's definitely like one of the easiest, one of the strongest characters on Naruto. Sorry guys, I'm tired. And don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to like button and to subscribe, guys. Let me get my first 100 subscribers. That'd be awesome. And anyway, this is your boy, I Can Reaction. I'm out. Peace, guys. This video is going on. I wanted to.